Well, today is Christmas Eve. You're not watching this on Christmas Eve, of course, but I was not planning on working today. Bobby decided to go ahead and open up her coffee stand for a couple hours this morning, so I think she's going to be there till noon. It's also Sunday, which I know I keep saying I ain't going to work on Sundays, but then again, I'm not going to just sit here and twiddle my pickle. So I'm going to go to the shop. Probably till about noon. It's currently, 5 a.m.? No, 6 a.m. And I'm gonna see what I can get done on this engine build. So I'm gonna eat some egg. I'm gonna hop in the M. I'm gonna rip to the shop, and hopefully we can get this block cleared out. If you didn't really, let's just get in the car so we can make good progress. Yesterday I attempted to get our short block built, our good old 4G63 that's going 2.3 liter stroker kit, and if you didn't see the video, we were running into some clearance issues. First off, the crankshaft was hitting the block, and that was a pretty minor issue. It wasn't too big of a deal to fix. So I got that done, got that good to go, got everything clearanced out, and then I was like, okay, we're good to go. Let's get this thing built and ready for the head. Got the pistons in, got the rods on the crank, went to rotate it over, and sure enough, if I'm not mistaken, I'll see when I get back to the shop, rod in hole number 3 hits the block as well. So now we gotta pull it all back apart this morning, clearance it out enough for that rod to clear, and put it back together, make sure nothing else hits. As soon as the crank and the block clear, the crank and the rods clear the block fine, everything else should be pretty smooth sailing as far as I'm concerned. We shouldn't have to do anything crazy in the head. We're not doing a massive camshaft or anything like that. As far as valve to piston clearance, everything should be good there, as far as I know. So that's the quick up-to-date on the block. We should have enough time today. I only got about till noon, so we should have enough time today to get that thing clearanced out, get everything re-cleaned, re-greased, reassembled, retorqued, and have a bare short block ready to go. We'll see. See if I can be efficient and not run into any more issues. Alrighty, so if we take a quick look at this rotating assembly, it was rod 3 that hits. Bam. Right down in here. I have it all marked up already as to where I need to shave. So that bridge, or the, let's just call it a bridge. That bridge sticks out probably a good old 1/4 inch more than any other one on the block. Not sure why they did that. Not a big deal. I mean, it's kind of annoying being this close to having it complete and having to just go ahead and tear it all back down. It's not a big deal. It's just time consuming. Everything needs to be pulled back out. It's got to be taken down to a bare short block, or bare block, ground, cleaned, do a quick assembly to make sure it all works properly, and then go ahead, re-lube, and torque. One by one, pop these rods back out with the pistons. Crank can come out, and I need to get all this assembly lube off of here so the metal shavings don't stick to it. Rods are unbolted. We can go ahead and pop the crank out, and then flip a girl over and pop out the rods and pistons. Let's get these bearings out of here first. I am really curious to see how this thing is gonna feel and act and run being a 2.3. I guess I will spill the beans. I'm going with a 62 mil Turbski. So 62 mil with some 272 cam shafts and a 2.3. That's the general basis of the setup. I think it's gonna be a pretty fun ripper. At least I'm hoping, of course. I had a 2.4 Evo 8 build. That was a lot of fun. I've had a ton of 2.0s, of course. Never had a 2.2 or a 2.3. Okay. So she's fully back apart. I'll probably do a little bit of taping on some of the holes here just to reduce the risk of anything getting internal. We're gonna clean it no matter what, obviously, but if you can reduce the risk of gunk, you wanna do that. Mainly on the mains here. Let's mask those off. Everything else should be pretty easy to blow out. Okay, let's do her. I know I have a bunch of different markings going on, but it makes sense in my brain as to what needs to happen. So these outer markings, we need to shave. I'll probably shave that whole ridge all the way down, because I don't want to be doing this all freaking day. I'd rather just do it once, get ample clearance, and move on. I'm 100% confident that is going to be plenty of clearance. Now I need to go ahead and get all the metal out of this thing. I'll catch back up with you guys in a couple hours when I'm done degreasing, pressure washing, brake cleaning, waxing, greasing, and compressing air through this guy and making it perfect. If there's one speck of gunk, no good. I blew it off as best as I can. Really good. But just in case any sort of rust wants to flash on it cannot talk this morning. In case any sort of rust wants to flash on it real quick, I am going to take some ATF on this towel, just a light coating on anything that's bare metal. I really don't want any sort of rust forming. We'd probably be fine, but better to be safe than sorry. Most importantly, the bore, the cylinder walls. But I am confident she's as clean as she was when she left the machine shop. We should be in the clear for assembly. Being that hole 3 was the only one that hit, I'm gonna just set the crank in there. Actually, no, let's flip it over, drop piston 3 and rod down in, flip it back over, and set the crank in, and just confirm that it's gonna clear before I go through the full assembly process. I am very confident that it will clear, but I've been wrong before. Touch of lube back in hole 3 because I know it's gonna work and clear. Intake valves to the back. Here's how it looks. Ground down. See that whole ridge? Flush. Let's get all the main bearing shells back in place. Get the thrust bearings back where they belong. Okay, I'm confident this is gonna work, so I'm gonna just move forward with assembly. Touch more assembly lube on the bearing shells, and the crankshaft goes in. Being careful to not knock our thrust washers out of place. Okay, so let's push up hole 3 and get her on the crankshaft. Get on 3 cap and see what happens. Okay, so everything clears on that side fine. Oh yeah, we have ample clearance. I was warned to check the rod versus the bottom of the cylinder wall as well. I can't see anything with the crankshaft in. So if I leave this rod here and don't move that at all, just unbolt it, remove the crank on out of here, I should be able to see if we have quality clearance there as well, just to confirm. It'd suck to put this thing together. Of course, everything expands when it heats up, and then it starts making noise when the rods are tapping the cylinder walls, the bottom of the cylinders. I feel like that about right there is gonna be the most angle that rod sees. So it's resting on the cylinder wall right now. And if I wanna get it onto the crankshaft, how much do I move it? I would say we got about a 1/4 inch of clearance. I'm gonna check the whole thing. Okay, Gets better as it goes down in the hole. Let's go the opposite way. Still good. Still good. Still good there. More there. Now what about the other side? Good there. Good there. Tons there. Oh yeah, we're plenty good. I would say we have a solid 1/4 inch of clearance on the whole shebang. I am ready to put this thing back together. I'm gonna get the crank or the mains on, get all that torque back down, flip it over, drop all the pistons in, and then from there we need to do oil squirter stuff. I'm not sure if those need to be bent or not, but we will see. Even though there's still lube on the fasteners from last night, I'm gonna put it just a little bit more back on, just to be safe. Hello, Bobby.
Hi, Devin.
What's up?
Did you leave the house already?
Yeah.
I'm so cold and I just wanted you to grab me a hoodie.
I can bring you one from the shop.
Please bring me a hoodie.
I got you.
Thanks, honey. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Bit more lubrication on all the walls. Let's get this thing done, friends. And then I need to bring Robbie a hoodie. Beautiful. Everything is going back together very, very smoothly this go around. Alrighty, everything is in. Let's do a quick little turnover session and make sure we're good to go. I could probably just find my crank pulley bolt and do it that way, but this works too. Okay, that was one full rotation. We are good to go. I like it a lot. Oops, sorry, homeboy. Should probably let my windows defrog a little bit more, but Bobby's cold, so we must bring her a hoodie. A lot of you guys are gonna remember this car, my old FRS that I gave away. Oddly and crazily enough, the guy that won it is in Spokane. Absolutely insane. Every now and again, I'll see that car out and about, and it's pretty freaking cool to see. What's up, man? Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good. You're crazy for driving that thing. It looks like it's about to snow.
I know, right? Yeah, I decided to bring it out for a little bit.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, be safe, brother.
Yeah, you too.
Good to see it.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Later.
See ya.
That clutch still a little tough?
Yeah, I'm slowly starting to get used to it now.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not too bad now.
Yeah.
He stopped driving it for like a month.
What's that?
He stopped driving it for like a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Storage, so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, have fun, man.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See ya.
That thing's sick. Dang. I have a special delivery for Bobby Wallace. XL, right? It's cool to see the FRS here.
I know. He's so cute. He's such a cute.
I'm surprised he's driving it today. Looks like it's about to snow.
He hasn't driven it for like a month.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Okay, thank you.
Honey, why is the hood like that?
What?
It's blue and it's crinkled.
Cause it's $100. Over and out. Bobby hates my jalopy cars. She might need a tune. She's laughing at me. That's not nice. Well, boys, it wouldn't be a good old engine build without more random things to fix. Check this out. Main girdle is back off, and here's why. I went to install the oil squirters. I was like, cool, they clear the pistons fine. Let's go ahead and rotate it over just to make sure. Wha-bam. The weights, these guys here, of the crankshaft, hit the squirter itself, not the nozzle. So they're not hitting this guy right here, which would be easy fix, right? You just bend it out of the way. They're hitting this and the bolt. So what that means is it's a pretty simple resolution. All we have to do is delete these squirters. I've never done that on a build before, if I'm being honest. I always run the squirters, But what you're gonna wanna do, and unfortunately I don't have enough bolts here. I have 2 bolts out of the right thread pitch, but I might have more because I believe these are flywheel bolts. Bam, bam, bam. Here we go. So I do need to order more flywheel bolts, but it's the same pitch and thread as a Evo flywheel bolt. We're gonna go ahead and put these in place of the squirter. If you left these things wide open, if we just removed the squirter, didn't put anything in there, our engine would not build any oil pressure. A lot of people do delete these just regardless. I think factory, they're probably on there it squirts oil on the bottom of the piston. And I'm assuming it's just there to help cool the factory junk cast pistons. Now, of course, when you go to a very high-end CP or Manley or a Wiseco or any sort of aftermarket forged piston, these kind of are pointless. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take 4 OEM flywheel bolts. I need to put on my list to now order 4 more. We are going to put a crush washer on each of them, okay, just to seal them up better. And then I'm actually gonna Loctite them and thread them into the block and we can move on. I pulled the girdle off because I felt something hitting and I wasn't sure what it was. And sure enough, it was a squirter. So as long as they clear these very thin-headed flywheel bolts, we should be good to go. And I don't think we'll be putting flywheel in the car for a minute anyway, so we'll be all right. Man, oh man, everything is hitting everything. This hopefully should be the last. I mean, it's the only other thing that goes near the crankshaft. So I don't think there'll be any other issues. Probably be just fine without Loctite. But I don't want these things backing out, ever, ever, ever. Let's put just one of them in for now. Run her down in there and just make sure it's actually gonna clear the weight. Usually, it's just that little nozzle that hits the piston. I ain't never seen them actually hit the crankshaft before, but then again, I've never done a Manley crank or a 2.3. Okay. That's in there, rotate her around, and we have ample clearance. Right on. Let me get these in and find the proper torque spec. I wanna say, if I remember correctly, it should be an 18 foot-pound torque spec on these, or at least that's what factory is, which if I just put these to whatever factory is, we should be in the clear. Also, way easier to do this with that girdle off, so I'm glad I'm doing it now. An Evo 10 is not so bad. 4B11, you can easily get the squirter in, but a 4G, a little bit of a different story. And I was wrong, the torque spec on the squirters is 24 foot-pounds. Officially, the last time for assembly. If you're ever confused on which way this main girdle goes on, arrow goes toward the timing side. 20, 40, 60, once again, starting from the middle, working our way out in a crisscross pattern, starting with 20. Bumper to 40. Finish with 60. On the final torque spec, I try not to keep my hand on the torque wrench on this side. I feel like it may affect the spec. I could be wrong, but I feel like it probably does. Just make sure I didn't miss any. Everything is on, everything is torqued. The only other things we got down here is the oil pan, oil pump. None of that will interfere. Will our rotating assembly properly rotate? Half a revolution, 3/4 of a revolution, and voila. 1 full rev, illusion. Gorgeous. That was a lot of modifying, but we're done. Alrighty, so our short block is good to go, all complete. Rotating assembly is done. Now typically what I would do from here is move on to stuff up front, the oil pump, the balance shaft delete, all that good stuff. Unfortunately, I do not have the bearings for the balance shaft. Those come in, I think, in 2 or 3 days. But what did show up is our valve stem seals. So we are good to go ahead and assemble our head. I mentioned earlier we're gonna be sticking with stock valves, or maybe I mentioned that yesterday. But stock valves, I do wanna get them cleaned up, get the carbon deposits off of the valves, and then we can go ahead and get the cylinder head assembled, and provided we have enough time, if we're effective, get the head onto the block. And so here we have a Prime MX wheel, one of the scuff wheels on the bench grinder. I'm gonna take our valves and I'm actually gonna put them in the drill. Turn on the bench grinder and go to get these things cleaned up with just the Scotch-Brite wheel. So laid out in front of me here is all of the parts for our cylinder head build. We have HKS 272 camshafts. We're going to be running a BC valve, spring, and retainer kit. Part number is BC0100S. Bolts for the cam caps themselves, keepers, HLA, rockers, spring seats, little plug that goes for the cam, or the whatever, to seal off right here. Valves that we just cleaned up, fresh set of lifters that we need to bleed, we'll do that later on, and all the stem seals. And I just picked up this random little valve spring compressor for a 4G63. I usually use a universal one, but I want to see how good an actual one would work. So how does it work anyways? Does it bolt on right there? Huh. Anywho, let's go ahead and start assembling. So the first thing, well, let me double check something. A lot of times you do need to put the spring seat, this guy here, on before the stem seal. These ones will go over the stem seals. So the very, very first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and set the valves into the head and get them lapped. So this here is valve grinding compound. This is just gonna make sure the valve seats perfectly, okay? Grind them back in to the seat. So you just put a tiny bit right on the face of the valve, toss her in the head, and then before I do anything, I'm gonna go ahead and mark right on the valves which one is which. Starting on the cam gear side, 1 through 8 on each. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Let's flip her on over. Unfortunately, this drill I cannot get down in there. Head of the drill is too fat to fit. So what are we gonna have to do? To make a skinny nose drill? Hey, what are your guys' hours today?
We close at 6 today.
Perfect, thank you. Welp, they make a hand grinding tool that O'Reilly's has got to have in stock. O'Reilly's happens to be open. I happen to not be far from O'Reilly's, so I'm gonna go and see if they got one in stock. I only have an hour left on the day, so we gotta scurry it up. Good thing for a BMW. Oh, and good thing that's a cop. What a beautiful day. 30 degrees out, no snow, sun shining. Okay, that's cool. Too chilly for that. I just wanted you guys to hear how cool this car sounds. So I picked up the tool set, and it looks like these things, one of these should suction onto the head of the valve instead of lapping it through the stem like I usually would. You do it by hand with that. Maybe that's the right way to do it all along, and I've been doing it wrong the whole time. I don't know. Alrighty, let's see how these old girls work. So there's 4 different sizes: big, medium, smaller, medium, small. Let's try big. Let's try smaller. Oh, yes. This is neat. I like this. Perfect. I like it. All right. Let's knock them all out. Everything is ground out. Valves are back out. Got to meticulously get all of that lapping compound out of here. And then we can move on to the stem seals and getting these springs and retainers on. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with putting on all of these spring seats. My chair is a bit of a lowrider. It's not working out too well. So these go on the bottom of the spring right here. If you just put it right on the aluminum head, it ain't gonna work so well. So don't forget your spring seats. I like to make it a habit of putting these on first because sometimes, like on a K24 for example, if you put the stem seal on first, the spring seat ID is bigger than the stem seal OD, so you have to take your stem seals back off. Ask me how I know. So these guys go on. Uh-oh. We are one short. One spring seat short. Where are you? I have no idea. I have not seen it laying around. Uh-oh. That is not good. Don't tell me. I was really hoping to get the head on today. We can still get all of the other valves in, but it ain't gonna be complete. Somewhere along the lines, I'm guessing what happened is I accidentally forgot one on the cylinder head. Ooh. Do I have a spare head? I don't. I most likely forgot one on the cylinder head when I dropped it off at the machine shop, and when they had this thing in their hot tank to get all cleaned up, it probably fell off and it's probably buried in the bottom of their tank. Is what it is. We must move on with life. No sense in getting pissy about that, right? Next up, stem seals. I find the easiest way to install is you find a socket that's gonna press on the metal out here. You press her down onto the valve stem. I sure hope miraculously we find that spring seat. That would make me happy. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get the valves back in the head. They're all cleaned up. I'm gonna lube the stem seals with some Valvoline VR1. Not the stem seals, but the stems. So they can slide through the seals nicely. And then we can move on with springs, retainers, and the sort. This freaking motor build, man. Little lessons after lessons with the 2-3 kit. But now the missing spring seat. Hopefully our eBay special spring compressor will work well. That would be nice. Gonna drizzle just a little bit of lube on top as well. Aiming to get it on the stem, just so the stem seals aren't running dry at all. Let's move on with springs and retainers. It looks like when this thing is bolted on, we can do 2 at a time. The spring goes on, slap on the retainer on top. Now let's see how this guy works. Man, oh man, does my brain not work sometimes. This valve spring compressor tool that I bought, I'm like, it's definitely not working for this head. For some reason, I thought I ordered one for a 4G. I ended up ordering one for an EJ25 because in my mind, I'm trying to plan ahead and get everything in for the blob I build. I have 30 minutes left at the shop. Is that enough time to MacGyver away to get these springs on? Or did I actually order? Hold on. Oh, Devin. Devin, your brain is dysfunctional. I did. Where the heck is it? I ordered one in, delivered December 1st. 24 days ago. That's a long time ago, and I have not seen it. I may very well have just tossed it in the drawer where those kind of tools go. That sounds like something I would do. Oofty doofty. I thought I made a very critical error, but I did not. This should work better. So how does this work? It bolts on. There. We can do 4 at once, dude. What? I am so happy I actually bought this. Now that right there makes sense. Let's run it. These should be easy with the spring compressor, provided I can find an Allen that fits. There we go. Compress the spring, maybe more. Insert keeper. We gotta go more. Insert keeper 1. Insert keeper 2. And you're done. Wowza, that's handy. Alright, so 2 videos ago, I told you guys I was going to pick 20 people in the comment section to gift $100 for Christmas. I was supposed to do this in yesterday's video, but I got tied up obviously building the Evo motor. So I just spent the last couple hours going through all the comments. There's a lot. At the time of this recording, there's like 1,900 comments. So it's pretty tough to pick. If I didn't pick you, I apologize. Obviously, out of 1,900 comments, only picking 20. Not everyone is going to get chosen. This was kind of random, and it also wasn't random. I spent a lot of time reading comments, and let's just run through what I picked and who I picked and why I picked. I don't know why I squeaked. First person, Caden Miller 2982. Merry Christmas to you and your family. I'll be heading to Japan in April, and my daughter ended up needing some teeth replaced due to underdeveloped enamel. So that wiped out the funds for the trip. She's obviously way more important, so just trying to save back up to be able to make the trip happen. Thanks for everything you do, man, and keep killing it. Caden, I appreciate it. I'm going to send you $100. Also, before I move on, if you're picked, I have no way of contacting you, so if you are chosen, please send me an email to the email address on the screen. Caden, I'm going to send you $100. I feel for you, man, and hopefully you can make this trip still happen. Next comment, Cade's Cracked. Merry Christmas to both of you. I'm an active duty sailor in the U.S. Navy. Thank you for your service, and I'm preparing to go on deployment in January. I would use the $100 to pay for some needed supplies and toiletries to last me 9 months. With Christmas just passing, money is short, so it'd help a lot. Thank you for inspiring to build my Mark 6 GTI and also giving me motivation to get in the gym. You rock, Devin. Thank you. I'm going to send you $100. Thank you for your service, and hopefully this helps you out. Thank you. Next up, Centrosis 1847. I could use the $100 to pay for my tabs so they aren't expired anymore. I feel you, brother. Tabs are way too expensive nowadays. I remember back in the day they used to be like $40. Pretty sure the last time I had to go renew tabs, it was $120 or something ridiculous. They're scamming us out here. I hope everyone's holidays this year are fun and full of joy. Here's to another year of watching Devin build some sick-ass cars. Thank you, sir. Here's $100 to pay for your tabs. Next up, Suit and Tie. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I hope it was good and a chill one. It was. Thank you. If I won the $100, I would take it as a sign to finally order the turbo set for the Evo that I've been looking at getting for the last 2 years. This is your sign. Order the freaking turbo. Missed you at Slammed Enough Gatlinburg. Hopefully I'll catch you at some East Coast event at some point. Suit and Tie, sir. You best be ordering that turbo ski right now, man. Next up, I like this one. Dimitri 14. I don't need it, but I like the idea. I will double it and pass it on. Sir, I'm going to hold you to it. You better double it and pass it on. Next up, Open Throttle 101. Merry Christmas, Devin and Bobby. I would spend the money on groceries for my 3 kids, my wife and myself. We are so broke after Christmas, but are blessed with lots of love in our family. Not as blessed with money. 100 would actually really help me out. Because you know what actually matters in life, family over money, I'm going to send you $100. Hopefully this helps you out, brother. And Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. MN Car Guy 9011. Hey Devin, if I was to be gifted $100, I would use it toward my detailing business. I know how hard it is to get a business up off the ground, so hopefully this helps you out. Get some overhanging lights that go inside cars or a simple cart to hold my chemicals in. Here you go, brother. Order up whatever you need. $100 coming your way. Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. Thank you, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you as well. Cody Nil would use the $100 toward upcoming chemo treatments. Videos are keeping me motivated. Love your attention to detail and the amount of content you produce. Cody, I feel for you, man. If you guys have been watching the channel for any length of time or follow my brother Cameron, you know, thankfully I haven't been through chemo myself, but people in my family have, so I know how tough that can be. Cody, please send me email, and I want to send you some extra stuff as well. So please shoot me an email, and I'll get you taken care of. Kyle W1926. I would use the $100 toward a set of injectors for a Mark IV Supra. My man, that's what's up. About to mount a 6766 to the 2J and still need some parts. You know, I appreciate the honesty, and order them injectors, boy. Merry Christmas. Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you as well. Scorpio Lex. Ooh, this is kind of a long comment, but I appreciated this one. Merry Christmas. I've been watching you since about over 2 years and haven't skipped any videos since then. I can imagine in the last 2 years there's probably 500 videos on the channel. That's a lot, so thank you for watching all the videos. That good content you are making. I have my YouTube channel also, but I'm struggling with grow up my channel. I think this guy's from a different country, I bet. Yeah, he is, Germany. So it's a little tough to read. Grow up my channel at least to 1/10 of yours. Maybe if I could afford for a better gear, this could help me to make better videos and grow a bit faster. I know how hard it is to get a channel growing and up off the ground, so hopefully this helps you out. I'm going to send you $100. I love cars, especially the JDM ones, and I want to build content with more JDM cars, also here in Germany where I live. The money you're giving away could help me afford for a new camera faster, if you are even planning on making it a worldwide giveaway. Yes, I am. Keep going with your content. It makes a lot of people happy watching you in your cars. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the love and support. And here's $100. Hopefully you can order up a new camera and it helps your channel out. I did just check out your channel. Keep going, brother. You're almost at 2,000 subs. Keep killing it. Richie Delaney 21. Merry Christmas. I just recently picked up a dream car of mine, and it's a stock low mileage 370Z. That's pretty sick. Congratulations. I would love to get some odds for it, maybe even a Vossen banner. Sir, shoot me an email. You're going to get $100 and a Vossen banner. I'll send you both. This is what I would use $100 for. I love the content you put out and the chill, real vibe you give. Unlike other YouTubers, keep it up, and much love, brother. Thank you, Richie. I got you. Kill it, Evo. I hope you have an Evo. Been watching since you had 10K or less followers. Always loved your videos, specifically the Evo content. Keep up the good work. Thank you, brother. If I got that money, I'd definitely buy a new ignition switch and barrel because someone broke into my CV and fricked it all up. LOL. Anyway, Merry Christmas to all. Well, that's some BS. So here's $100 for your new ignition switch and barrel. Merry Christmas to you as well. Thank you for the love. Merry Christmas, Devin. To answer your question on what I would do with the $100, I would honestly take my fiance out to eat at a restaurant. We do not go out much anymore due to medical reasons with her. That sucks. I'm sorry. So I think it would be a breath of fresh air, or should I say a change in our daily routine to that. Donovan Witcher 7191. Here's $100, brother. Take your fiance out to dinner, and I hope and pray everything works out for her. Angel Ortiz 2096. This comment makes me cry. My R32 Skyline was rear-ended in November. Brother, that sucks. It's been sitting in the driveway and my soul gets absolutely crushed. Every time I walk past it, I could use the $100 to put that toward the rebuild. Here you go, sir. Get that thing back on the road. I appreciate you putting out content frequently. It makes me not want to give up on cars. If the rebuild doesn't happen, maybe an Evo would fill the void. Well, The rebuild's gonna have to happen now, my friend. Here's $100. Blaze LT VTEC. I would use $100 to build my 98 Civic, my very first car. Here you go, brother. Here's $100. My uncle introduced me to your channel, and I've been hooked ever since. Thank you, man. I appreciate the love. Congrats on your first car. And slap a nice little Terpsky on that and go for a rip. I could use $100 to replace the window regulators on my Mustang because going through the drive-thru is a pain in the butt. Well, Joseph Rosa 3542. Here's $100. Get them regulators, my man. Man, oh man. Let's keep her moving. Mr. Torado 3596. I like how everyone's YouTube channel name has numbers in it besides mine. Merry Christmas, Devin and Bob. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you as well. It looks like you have an Evo 9 in your profile photo. Hopefully that's yours because it's cool. Honestly, I will utilize that $100 to buy brand new PTFE fuel lines for the Evo. Congratulations. Here's $100 and make some sauce with them new PTFE lines, with the hopes of getting it running back, as I've been struggling a bit due to hours cut back and haven't had the time to buy the lines. So I have the Evo sitting for 6 months already. Well, brother, get the Evo back on the road. And if that's your, that looks like a electric blue Evo, if that's yours, I think it's beautiful. Talon All-Wheel Drive 3686, every freaking name. I would use the $100 to help my mom with her meds. She has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia. That would help. Here's $100, brother. Hopefully this helps out a little bit. I'm sorry. Armando Donato 4442. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Even you're gorgeous for a baby. Thank you. And Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. This is very generous of you to do, especially at this time of the year. I could use the cash to feed our homeless community or buy some clothes for them to have. Even though I live in Florida, it still gets cold. Good luck to everyone. Merry Christmas and blessings to all for 2024. You know, you're a better man than me, and I appreciate you doing what you do. Shoot me an email. Looks like a blob eye STI in your profile photo. I would use $100 for a new front windshield on my Subaru. It sucks when it rains really bad because water likes to seep into my car and drip down on my windshield on the inside, and it's no fun. Yeah, that sucks. Here's $100. Is that it? That's it. All right, that should be all 20 comments. If you didn't get picked, I apologize. There was 1,900 comments, or somewhere around 1,900 comments, and yeah. That was fun. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. 2023 was a pretty amazing year for us, and a lot of the cars were super fun to build, and I appreciate you guys following along and supporting the build, supporting the channel, supporting the business, supporting Boston Apparel, supporting the print shop, supporting Bobby, supporting Bobby's coffee stand, and everything that you do for me and my family. Thank you guys. All right, gonna end it out here. If you were the winner, one of the 20 winners, please send me an email. And yes, it is dvniemela@ymail.com, not Gmail. It is Ymail. I know, weird.